Hello, everybody. How are you guys? I hope you guys are good. Back with another one. Glad you guys are here. I hope you guys are having an awesome day or night, no matter where you are. I'm going to just give people a couple of minutes to get in here. Thank you guys so much for coming. Just give everybody a few minutes to get in here. Now I understand why people do like long, long things in the beginning, but that's just not me. I don't want to make people wait for 45 minutes listening to music, waiting for me to get my shit together. But I understand like why people do it, just to give people time to get in here. Justice for Kylo, hello. Welcome. Hey Sadie. I'm glad you can make it. Sam, hello. Welcome in. Please do me a favor and hit that like on your way in here. Appreciate it. It helps out the channel and it's free. Oh yeah, sending. I see that. Yep. I didn't even catch it till you resent that. Oh, I'm glad you caught me. Glad you could make it. Hi Jasper. No problem. Yeah, you're in the UK, right, Sadie? So it's what, nighttime there, right? Or no, what time is it there? Are you in the UK? I could have swore I thought you were, but hey Karen. Happy Sunday. Oh, are you Sam? That's cool. Yep. I'm glad you guys are here. Appreciate it. Okay, 8 o'clock. Yep. 8:20. Hi Lily Rose. Glasgow. Whoa. All right. So I want to talk a little bit about. So those of you that caught my live yesterday, um, I kind of want to go from there because as I was going through more interviews last night, I I kind of realized where the turning point was in Sebastian's case. I think this is the turning point. I think this is where it happened, and then from there on out, it really stopped being about Sebastian and really started being about this side or the other side, either Team Seth or Team Proudfoot. And that's really where the disservice to Sebastian's case started. In my opinion, that's where things kind of just started to go astray. And it became more about fighting the people that disagree with you rather than keeping focused on what may have possibly happened to Sebastian. Yorkshire, Glasgow. Yes, everybody, please hit that like on your way in. It's very much appreciated. I know a lot of people set goals, like this goal thing that's up top. I don't know. It just feels weird doing that. Like you expect people, I don't know. So I don't do that, but anything you guys want to do is definitely appreciated. Nottingham. Got people from all over. So let me grab my notes because I kind of want to go The so-called visual has finished me. Yeah, Karen, were you in here? Did you see my live I did this morning about that? I can't remember. I'm sorry if you were. I can't remember. Let me grab my handy dandy notebook. And we'll talk a little bit about that. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's disheartening, I'll say. But there was a lot of people that really agreed with me and saw where I was coming from with that. So I just hope, because that's what it was really all about. All right, so well, they were about an agenda. That's all. All right, so this is basically a continuance of the video of the live I did yesterday. Um, so let's see. I finished with let's see. Oh, okay. So okay. So I gotta pick up right here is where I left off. I didn't either. I rewatched it earlier, Sam. I didn't catch it when it was live either. Okay. So I want to talk about 3/20, March 20th, 2024, when Smiley Stories World did the interview with Chris and Katie Proudfoot. This I believe was the turning point in the case where it literally stopped being about Sebastian and it started being about this side or that side. Okay. Now, this was a big interview. I mean, there was a lot, people saw a lot of things in this interview and heard a lot of things from Chris himself. And I really do think that this particular interview was the really the turning point, really what made people go and stop focusing so much on finding the truth about what happened and really started being about this side and that side. And I think, like I said earlier, I think that's where things kind of went astray. But I'm okay. So let me just get through my notes here. So during this interview with Smiley, so the first thing, so Chris comes on and then he has to immediately drop off because he has a phone call. But anyway, so the first thing that comes out is Katie wants to talk about, she wants to address people accusing them, talking crap on social media. It's the first thing she mentions, like, we've had enough, like, this is crazy, people are attacking us, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So that's the first thing that she comes out and says. And she does go on to say, we did nothing to our son, quote unquote. Now, the 1st of February was brought up regarding the last time that Chris saw Sebastian, and Katie does say, yes, that's true. He hasn't seen Sebastian since the beginning. Now, we know later on, Chris goes on to say that it was actually the 12th was the last time that he saw Sebastian. Now, let me get through this, and you'll see my point at the end. When Chris first comes on and he starts talking, he comes on and wants the hard questions. He, it almost seems like at this point he was not about Sebastian either. He came on and it was more about, him getting asked the hard questions, him having the attention on him, clearing up what others think about him and Katie rather than discussing Sebastian's case. And if you watch that and you go in, and I mean, that's what you get from that is this is more, as far as he is concerned, this is more about like, okay, I'm sick of hearing all these things. So start asking me these hard questions because I want to clear things up. And again, the intention for it being about Sebastian was lost. It was lost right then and there. Not on Smiley's behalf, I'm saying, but the intentions Chris set to do this interview in the first place. Okay. Now, He goes on to say, you can say that I'm a, like, again, those of you who have not seen the first one, it's called, why do you focus on the Proudfoots? If you have not seen that video, go check that out. But anyway, so I just took these notes throughout listening to these interviews. So he goes on to say later on, you can say I'm abusive, but unless you have proof, do not open your mouth. That was a quote from Chris. When are people, and he goes on to say right after that, when are people going to start? Hello, Julianne's Daily Life. Glad you could stop in. Then he goes on to say, when are people going to start issuing public apologies to us? Now, again, this is what I want to address. This is clearly the turning point of the Sebastian Rogers case. Okay. Now I think no matter what, no matter what you believe, no matter what you think, no matter what your opinions are, I think that everybody can clearly see that this was the turning point in the case. This is when really attention got taken away from let's find Sebastian to people pointing the finger. To be fair, could Chris's way of thinking have been, let's get the focus off me so I can get it back to Sebastian? Just a thought. Could have been. I mean, I see what you're saying there. Okay. I get that. So, again, he goes on, and some of the questions he's asked, he answers with, we've been told by law enforcement, do not talk about, or we've been told by law enforcement, we cannot address this. Okay. Which again, we now know is a lie. This is also the interview. Oh no, you're good, Rocky. I totally get where you're coming from. Trust me. This is also the interview where he tells everyone that Sebastian calls him Mr. Chris. So stick with me, okay? Let me just get through this and then we'll discuss it. Katie was asked about the noise and why she didn't go check. And she said that I didn't have to go check on him. He's not a little kid anymore. He's a teenage boy. Y'all can figure out, I'm quoting, y'all can figure out why a mother wouldn't want to pop into a teenage boy's room unexpectedly. Lily, I did see that. I did. Okay, but that's not like right now. I'm just trying to pinpoint where I think the case took a turn, and where everybody it was no longer about Sebastian. Really, it was about this side or that side. Okay, so that's kind of what the whole basis of this live right now is. So Katie says, well, the reason I didn't go check on him after I heard the noise or when I went to bed was because he's a teenage boy, and you can understand why a mother wouldn't want to pop into a teenage boy's room unexpectedly. And we all know what she was referring to when she made that statement. Okay. Now, she got so much criticism for not checking on him that night that the very next time that you hear from them is when she mentions the reply that she got back from Sebastian that night. The reply of, yes, ma'am. When she said, I don't know what you're doing in there, but go to sleep. And then she comes out and says, he said, yes, ma'am. Right. So again, that detail has not been mentioned previously. Then let's see. Then this is also the interview where Chris talks about getting rid of the snakes, throwing his stuff away. And this is also the point where I think a lot of people started looking at Katie in a certain way, because, Chris is on there talking about how he would throw Sebastian's stuff in the trash, when he wouldn't clean his room or whatever, how he got rid of the pet snakes his pet snake because he wasn't taking care of them. He would discipline Sebastian, and Katie just sat there and let it all happen. Right. So I think that's really I think that's when really people started looking at Chris and going, okay, this guy is, seems like he might not be the greatest guy. And I think this is where also people looked at Katie and they're like, okay, why is she allowing this man to do this to her child? Right. I mean, I this is clearly where it all happened, because up until now, things were kind of done in a respectful manner, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Guys, no, stop arguing in chats. We are all adults here. We can have different opinions. Just no need to argue about it. Okay. This is also where Smiley asked the question, was Sebastian a burden on y'all's marriage? And Katie replied, Katie didn't say a word. Chris repeated the question before saying no. Katie didn't say anything at all. I don't know. Now, I know a lot of people have said, well, she was away from the computer at that time, and that might be true. But the question was asked and Katie was silent. So, I mean, if you guys can see where I'm coming from, with pointing out that this seems to be the interview where really things took a turn, just let me know in the chat. And you guys that are rewatching this on replay, let me know in the comments below. Because I'm trying to pinpoint where things went off track and stop being about Sebastian, because everyone needs to be an adult. Everyone needs to learn that everybody has different opinions, but it really does need to be brought back to this is about Sebastian. And we all have one common goal, and that is to bring Sebastian home, to find out what happened to him, and that's it. Now, Chris goes on to say, well, the burden is actually parenting with all three parents, because, we don't always agree on ways to discipline or punish or do things. So really the burden is trying to figure out how to parent Sebastian within three parents when they all have different points of view, right? Who are you talking to? Oh, yeah. You must not be talking to me, because I was going to say I didn't even say anything about Seth. So you must be talking to somebody in chat. Okay. Now, this is also when, again, things get brought up about Rachel. Now, I have heard things about Rachel. I have never seen anything to confirm anything, right? So I don't know where that came from. But again, this is where this stuff is mentioned, okay? Thank you. I'm glad you see that, Harley. All right, now, this is also the interview where the Freedom Church got mentioned, which those of you who have not seen my video on that, make sure you go back and check that out. Yeah, I mean, you get to a point, I think it's to a point right now where everybody, like, it's kind of embarrassing to, like, you guys know, I'm not on either side, okay? I am strictly about Sebastian and the truth, and that's it. That's it. That's my skin in the game. But just from me being able to stand on the outside and look at both sides, like, it's getting to the point where it's embarrassing to be associated with either side at this point, because things are so out of control and adults can't just be adults. It's kind of embarrassing. I'm not going to lie. Okay. Now, so after the church gets brought up, the next thing I got on here is, let me make that. Thank you, KJ. I appreciate that. Okay, now this is when Chris comes out and this is exactly what he says. End quote. I don't want the softball questions. Give me those hard questions, okay? And then he laughs. Now, this is also where the CPS reports get brought up officially in this interview. And they talk about, there's two, New Mexico and Tennessee. I'm with you. I don't either, Harley. You guys, those of you that are just coming in, please do me a solid and please hit that like button. Okay, now let me go through this part right here. So this is when Chris goes on to tell the story about Sebastian going to school, the belt, the CNY lady show, or the CNY. Oh my lord, the CPS lady showing up. I was reading CNY and that came out. It's so funny. The CPS lady showing up. So I'm just gonna go through my notes real quick, okay? So Sebastian went to school one day. We were at the house one day. Sebastian didn't have his belt on. Where's your belt? Ain't got it. Whack. Sebastian went, told his teacher at school. CPS shows up. Chris lets it slip that it's the same lady who was there before for another case, but that one wasn't on him. Sebastian, Chris tells the lady, blah, blah, blah. She talks to Sebastian, says he can't lie. Nothing was done. Okay. That was it. Right. That's the interview where this got brought up. What you looking for, baby doll? Okay. So that's all my notes I took for that. Hey, squirrels on fire. Thank you. You're gardening. Oh, wish it's chilly outside here. And super windy today, but appreciate you listening. So, okay. So that's all the notes that I took for the Smiley interview. It was, I mean, I could have taken more. I've actually gone over that interview before. So that's in my video archive. But this is really the turning point. Like you can clearly see all these things were brought up. Oh, gotcha. Yep. Gotcha. So all these things were brought up. This is really when the teams took real hold. Okay. This is when Team Proudfoot came in, and this is when Team Seth came in. This is where it really came into play, and it really stopped. The main focus stopped being on Sebastian, right? As far as social media goes. Okay. Now, on 321. So again, that was 320. On 321, Seth goes on the lab. Okay. Now, the lab tries to tell, what did you think of the interview? What did you think about the things that Chris said? He said some pretty wild things in there, blah, blah, blah. And Seth just goes, I don't want to touch on things that Chris said during that interview. I really don't. Like it's over. It doesn't matter. I just want to find my son, which I thought great answer, right? Because going back and forth is not going to get you nowhere. It's not going to help find Sebastian. So now this is the first time in this interview. Hi, Robbie. Welcome. So this is the first time in this interview that so going through these interviews in chronological order, this is the first time that the godparents were mentioned. And Seth said they live in Clarksville. Now, I do not know. I know there's been talk recently about the godparents. I do not know who they are. This is actually the first time I've heard them mentioned by, a family member, by an immediate family member of Sebastian's. On 322, Seth was searching the national park. JLR was there. I saw that. On 325, Chris and Katie did Nancy Grace. Now, at 9 p.m., now this is going through the Nancy Grace interview, the notes that I took. 9 p.m. bedtime, 12 p.m. Katie went to bed. Now, he had said he was in Memphis. Now, the one thing he did say was he said he was had previously been working on the St. Jude's project, right? And we knew that. But Katie says that she left the house to accompany her husband to go back to work. And then Nancy says, so are you currently working there? And he said, well, it's up in the air. And that, rubbed a lot of people wrong, because it's like, if it's up in the air, like you left your home to go to work, your wife went with you, but you don't know if you're working there or not because it's currently up in the air. So that was kind of confusing for a lot of people, right? Um, Now this is where Chris admits, and we had talked previously in my last live, not the one from earlier, but the one I mentioned earlier, that Chris had said numerous times about the polygraph. Now this is where Chris admits that no, he has not taken a polygraph. He offered, but Ellie told him no, he didn't need to. Then Nancy Grace asks him if he would take one, and he says he will, but then later on refuses. Katie mentions that she was reading a chapter or finishing a chapter for a book, and on the phone with Chris before Sebastian went missing. Now, that's all the notes that I took for that. That's as far as I got last night. And I have to watch these interviews on 1.75 because like it takes you'd be here all day. Hey Becky. I don't understand what the goals are. This whole case has turned so ugly. Yes. Yes. It's about Sebastian. Mississippi. Glad you could come in, Becky. I recognize that. You've been following me since the Kylie Rodney case. Glad you're here. Haven't seen you in a while. Guys, please do me a favor and hit that like button on your way in. Now, I understand. Exactly. Exactly. Always have been, Becky. Always will be. No matter what case it is, no matter what, I'm all about the truth. And that is it. Right? So I appreciate that. Hey Lizzie. So anyway, it doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter what your opinions are. It doesn't matter who you think did what. We don't know, right? We don't know. The main goal is to find Sebastian, figure out what happened to him, and then go from there. Oh my gosh, Becky, thank you so much for the, oh my gosh, thank you. You have no idea how much that means to me. That is awesome of you. Thank you. Very much appreciated. So it doesn't matter what you think, really, it doesn't. Thank you, Lizzie. Oh, I want to do something real quick. Give me 1 second. I wanted to see. I got to figure out how to do this. Yeah, sorry guys. Okay. The disparaging of Sebastian by the mother and stepfather in the early days and right up to the year anniversary was distasteful and disrespectful to their son. Robbie from South Dakota, welcome in. Maritza, thank you so much for being here. If you guys want to, please consider becoming a member of the family. Our family is growing, and that's what it should be about. It should be about truth and victims, and that's it. None of this wishy-washy, none of this back and forth, none of this let's argue with the other side until they see our point, because it doesn't get anything done. It doesn't get anything done at all. So this is the thing. People need to learn to be adults. Yes, Becky. I can't watch the other channels anymore because they fight, just fighting. Like they don't care about this child. And that is what it has come down to. And I don't want any part of that. I really, truly don't. I can't deal with it. It's not entertaining. This is not supposed to be entertainment for people. This is not supposed to be a smear campaign for anybody. At this point, listen, at this point, the main goal is finding Sebastian and figuring out what happened to him. Where is he at? Bringing him home. That's the main thing. Then once he is found, then you can, then you focus on justice and who did it. right? But finding him is the main goal. And again, no matter what side you're on, no matter who you believe, no matter what think, it's all about Sebastian. And it's been taken so far away from that with fighting each other and going back and forth. And Sebastian is lost in it all. And I, for one, don't want to be a part of that. And I know a lot of the subs, a lot of the followers just get dragged along because their creator that they watch is involved, and they're people that they want, that they want to agree with. It's absolutely crazy. It is absolutely insane, because you are supporting that being taken. You are supporting Sebastian being lost in it all. You are supporting it not being about Sebastian. You are supporting the people that are stopping this from going anywhere. The people that should be focused on finding him and figuring out what happened. That's not what's happening, guys. It's not. People can't be after the truth and fight at the same time. This is real life. This is about a child that's missing. We don't know what happened. We have our opinions, but we were not there. Right. Correct. The goal is about finding Sebastian. That's it. That's all. Bottom line. So I really do appreciate those of you that, are here to just listen to. I let me rephrase that. I appreciate those of you that are here to keep the focus on Sebastian and what may have possibly happened, right? And just trying to find him and bring him home. The fight, it's got to stop. It's like I said earlier, and it's so embarrassing to be associated with either side at this point, that it's like, good Lord. Good Lord. If people can't come together, if people cannot come together to in a bond for a missing child, if that can't bring, this boy is out there somewhere. He is out there. No one knows if he's okay. No one knows what's happened to him. He is lost in the world right now. And if people can't come together for that, if that can't bring people together to be civil, to just focus on one goal, then what chance do we have in the world for anything else? If I was his parent, put me in jail until you get answers. I would be dead inside, not knowing if he is cold, hungry, etc. Becky, I am with you. I am with you. I know, Cammie, and that's an unfortunate thing too. Cammie says, what we gonna do if he is never found? And somebody knows. Somebody knows. Somebody has information. Somebody knows what happened. And I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know what it's going to take for somebody to come forward. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take, but that's what God does, right? I pray that God touches the heart of someone who does know, and they come forward and Sebastian is found. That's what I pray for. And all this other crap is crazy. It's just the fighting. The fighting is what gets you. Like, can we all grow up? Can we all be adults? Can you act like adults for a little while? Because part of being an adult, thank you, Robbie. Part of being an adult is being able to work with people you don't necessarily like, being able to work with people you don't necessarily agree with, being able to put your feelings and your opinions and your shit to the side and focus on the task at hand. That is being an adult. That is being a reasonable, logical adult. And I don't see a lot of that out here today. I don't see a lot of that out here at all. And that is sad because really, these people who are fighting, you're not hurting that other person. You're not hurting that other person. You're not affecting them. They're real, it's not, but you know what you are doing? You're hurting the case. You're hurting Sebastian. You're getting in his way of being found. Hey, Kristen, glad you could make it. This child is lost in everything. He became lost and then he became lost again because of the fighting and arguing about things that have nothing to do with him. Agreed. Justice, yes, I have covered that. And I believe that's a strong possibility. Yes, thank you guys so much for being here today. Please hit that like button. If you have not already done so, please consider subbing to the channel. And also please consider becoming a member if you have not already done so. Hi, CNY family. I have been away for weeks because I can't stand the crap that is going on. I'm disgusted. Sebastian is being lost. He's the missing child. The parents don't want him found. Very sad. I have lost every one of my immediate family except my son. How can people not care and work together for the sake of every child out there? I agree, Becky. I agree. I fear they will never find the truth. I think the truth will always find a way out. Whether it be now, 2 years from now, tomorrow, next week, I think the truth will always come forward. I think the truth will always find a way to come through. And I think in the end, you know, it always comes out. It always does. No matter how long it takes, it'll always come out. I'm still waiting for somebody to come out and tell the truth about who drove Kylie into the lake that night. I'm still waiting for that, and that's been a couple of years. But when that day comes, and I believe it will, everybody will know. Um, my heart is not made for this. Aw. Amen. And it's why you're one of few true crime channels I watch. I remember how some tried to cause nonsense for no reason other than taking from victims, all of the sake of BS between you and I. Respect, girl. Thank you, squirrels. Same here. Same here. I appreciate you saying that. Both sides have lost. Yes, both sides have lost their focus. And it's like I said, it's not hurting other people. It's not hurting the people you don't agree with. They don't care what you think. It's hurting Sebastian. It is hurting Sebastian. And it is sad when this kind of stuff happens. So, you know, I don't know. I hope that this message reaches a lot of people, and I hope they really understand where I'm coming from, because as long as this crap continues the way that it's going, the focus is not going to be on Sebastian. It's not. Yep, Becky, I am with you on Kylie also. Yes. But it, people need to change it. The only way people are going to do this is they need to change the way that they act. They need to change what they do, and they need to change their tactics. Like I said, put your issues with others to the side and put the focus back where it needs to be. Because if you are really about victims and you are really about finding Sebastian, you are really about truth and finding Sebastian, then you should have no problem with my message in this video. No problem whatsoever. They don't want it to change because it makes them money. Well, then I guess we know where their priorities lie, don't we? I guess we know where they stand. And if that's true, then they aren't out for victims, and everybody should see that. They aren't out for Sebastian. They aren't out for the truth, and everybody should see that. I'm just a nurse. I live out in the country, but I have more sense than most of the channels. Yes. It's not a circus anymore. It's a freak show. It's supposed to be about Sebastian, but it has become about the mom and stepdad and the father, team A and B. Yes, exactly. Daphne, glad you could make it. Girl, don't be texting and driving. I get it. People hate the parents and don't many of them even know them. Many of these channel oh, where'd it go? Many of these channels deliberately promote the tension. A lot of it is acting. The ACT, oh, the act. The way you wrote it. Okay. The act upset and then target one another to create the drama because it draws people and they make more money from it. Yeah. Even have a name for themselves. They call themselves Krama. Exactly. It is. It is shameful, but I mean, those of us that are really truly in it, I appreciate your guys' support. I thank you for your supporting me in where I stand because I just can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I can't stand the bullshit. Like it's about Sebastian, and that's where focus needs to be on. Any of the other nonsense doesn't mean anything right now. If he is found safe, he does not need to go to any family member. Take me to court. It's been crazy. Most of these people attack other people rather than the validity of the ideas. See, and that's I know, and that's the thing. And I tried to touch on this a little bit in my live that I did yesterday. You know, it's absolutely crazy. But S needs to be found. The threats online by one person have become egregious. Everyone is scared. Two threats were given recently. If they don't exist, this could move on, but safety is paramount. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about right there, CB. That's the kind of stuff. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. I wouldn't want to touch either side with a 10-foot pole. Not when it comes to stuff like that. No way, Jose. No way. Nope. Because it's not about Sebastian anymore. It's people talk about distractions. It's exactly what it is. It's funny that you'll have people on this side talk about distractions and people on this side talk about distractions, and nobody realizes that they're all causing their own distractions. It's crazy. This side is distracted you from the information. This side is distracting you from the information. Nobody's in the middle. I'm in the middle lane. I know a lot of my followers are in the middle lane, but it's crazy. It's like picture this. It's like you're walking down. Picture this long, desolate country road, right? And all along the right side, we're right in the middle. We're on the line, right? We're walking the line in the middle of the road. On the right side is all these like let's say we'll say alligators, for example. You got all these alligators lined up along the right side of the road. You got all these alligators lined up along the left side of the road, and you got the people walking in the middle that are just trying to find out what happened, just trying to find Sebastian, just trying to find the truth. That's it. That's all. Exactly. If people stopped feeding into the drama, if people stopped, it would all stop, and it could be brought back. But again, I don't know if people are capable at this point, but I sure hope they are. Because here's my message. If you are really about finding Sebastian, then put your crap to the side and get back to finding Sebastian then. Yes, Becky. I thank you so much for your super sticker. I appreciate it more than you even know. More than you even freaking know. So anybody that feels like you're on either side and you want to come join me in the middle, I'm here. Okay? I'm here in the middle, trying to just find the truth. That's all. But I did want to point out um yeah, but what I'm saying, when I'm saying I'm okay, yeah, that we'll discuss it at a further time, but I see where you're coming from. Um yeah, just try to stay focused. Like I have my thoughts, I have my theories, I have my ideas, you know, but I'm not going to attack somebody that has different views or opinions than I do. I'm for what? What is that going to do? Where is that going to get you? It's just going to get you farther away from Sebastian and more involved in somebody else's life, like other creators. And I don't need that. I don't need that. And I wasn't really referring to the parents when I was talking about being on the sides of the road. I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about to the creators that have pulled the followers and the people, the subscribers to each side of the road. That's what I was referring to. I wasn't talking about parents. I was talking about these creators and their nonsense and pulling everybody into their bullshit drama. It's not helping. But it does seem to me that Smiley's interview was the turning point where people really either went right, you either veered right or you veered left. And that's what happened. People veered right, people veered left, and nobody stayed focused on the main on the straight and narrow, on the straight line, and that is figuring out where Sebastian is and helping to bring him home. I agree that no searcher should ever be threatened. That's crazy. Yes, KJ, that's what I meant. All right. So I kind of just wanted to say this, and I hope that people hear it, and I hope it resonates with some people. I don't know. That's all I can say. And, it is what it is. But I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Um, Becky, thank you so much for the super sticker. You are awesome. Thank you guys for everything. Please, again, hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Please consider becoming a member of the family and joining the family. And those of you who want to do anything else, the links are all down in the description below. I appreciate you guys all being here. Thank you so much. Yes, Sadie, I appreciate you being here. Um, Let me hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. And those of you that are watching this on replay, please, I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. Please let me know what you think. And please do me a favor. If nothing else, please share this video. Please share it on your socials, share it around because I think people need to hear it. Um, yeah, Elizabeth, I agree. All right, but I love you guys. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe. Keep asking those hard questions. Keep spreading that light. And I will see you all next time. Thank you guys so much. Justice for Sebastian. Let's help bring him home.